People get ready, for the train is coming. Don't need no ticket, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Welcome, viewing audience and listening audience, to the People Get Ready podcast with the legendary Mr. Bibbs, Charles E. Bibbs Sr. from Bibbs Record Shop. Welcome to the star of the show, Mr. Charles E. Bibbs. Welcome, Mr. Bibbs.
All right, thank you, Reverend Ben Fair, for that awesome introduction and that great People Get Ready. You get better every week, and I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, we have an awesome show this week. I think we're going to outdo our own selves this week because we have a wealth of information for our listening and viewing audience. And hold on to your seats. Our opening person, our hottest person on producing shows across the country is Miss Vivian Louise Sharp in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you?
All right, tell us, great, Miss Sharp. Tell us all about what you're doing now.
Yes, now we are doing Come and Be With Me as well on my exclusive Discover Yourself. Discover Yourself streaming radio app, 24 hours a day. Action, 24 hours a day. Tell your story worldwide again and again. Go to the appropriate app store, load on Discover Yourself radio app. Put it on your phone or your tablet, and you can download it from Apple or get it from Google. And you may reach me by email, sharpvivian82@gmail.com. sharpvivian82@gmail.com. And I can tell you more. Thank you, Mr. Bibb.
All
Back
right.
to you.
Give us that number one more time.
The email is sharpvivian82@gmail.com. The number 216-307-5100. Over and out.
All right, thank you very kindly. I'm going to share with our audience what's coming up this Saturday, July the 2nd, at the Martin Luther King Library in University Circle, Euclid and Stokes Boulevard. We're going to have our first double hitter, Reverend.
Yes, sir.
We're going to do 2 events in one afternoon.
All right.
We're going to have a Democratic Forum featuring State Representative Terrence Upchurch and Mike Seals, President of the Cleveland Ward 7 Democratic Club.
Yes.
You don't want to miss this one. Be there at 1 o'clock sharp so you don't miss anything. The doors open at 12:30. We'll have a break for refreshments at 2:30, little short half an hour, and then we're going to go into the great merger of 2022. The great merger of 2022. Some of you are aware that June is African American Music Appreciation Month. Signed in June 2nd of 2009 by President Barack Hussein Obama. as a proclamation making it so. And we will be celebrating it from now on every year. And we're merging that in with Juneteenth. Juneteenth, which you know, is now a national holiday. I say how great that is. Obama one time signed it, Biden signed it, and they were president and vice president at the same time. Juneteenth will be part of the great merger. And we're going to reparation now. Reparation is so hot, we're going to bring some new news for you later on in the show. But Congresswoman Sheila Lee Jackson of Houston, Texas, introduced House Bill 40 into the House of Representatives, and they're studying a commission now on how they're going to give the money to the ancestors of the slaves who came from Africa. Enslaved them 400 years, James Jerome Bill.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And closing out the big four will be July the 4th, 1776, right? But you know what we was doing in 1776?
Big God.
Slaves.
Yeah, so now we are free, and we're all free now, and that's why we call it the big merge. You don't want to miss this presentation that we're doing tonight, and you sure don't want to miss the one live at Martin Luther King, Saturday, July 2nd, 1 to 5:30 p.m. Refreshments free, parking free, and all that talent we bringing free. Thank you. I understand Mr. Garfield won't be with us, but we got the number one person in Snap Delivery
Yes.
with us, one of our co-hosts,
Yes.
and moving fast.
Yes.
Moving fast.
Yes.
Miss Candace Jones, come on down.
Thank you, Mr. Bibb, and good evening, viewing listeners and watchers and
Yes.
everyone that's in the studio. Snap Delivered is something else.
All right.
I just recently moved up in Snap Delivered. I was a manager with Snap Delivered. I am now at a director level with Snap Delivered.
Congratulations.
And so you're probably wondering, for those that haven't heard about Snap Delivered, what is Snap Delivered? You just snap your fingers and things happen? Well, it's something like that. Snap Delivered is a food delivery service from restaurants. You can call a restaurant, order your food. You can order your food online using the Snap Delivered app. Order your food to the restaurant of your choice that's associated with Snap Delivered, and they will deliver the food to you. Just like some of the other delivery services, but what makes Snap Delivered so different, as you're probably asking, is that it saves money for the restaurants and makes money for others. Saves money for the restaurants because instead of the 20, 30, or 40% that other restaurants get charged for each delivery, Snap Delivered only charges $2 per delivery. That is saving a lot of money for the restaurants. There are restaurants that do not want to get into the delivery from their restaurants because they don't want to pay those high fees. So Snap Delivered is coming to the rescue for those restaurants to be able to do that. Because since the pandemic, there are still people that are ordering from restaurants. Some restaurants don't have enough employees that are working inside the restaurant. So, having the delivery service is definitely a benefit for them as well, because they can still keep their business going, even though they may not have enough employees to run the inside of it. So to get started with Snap Delivered, it's free. You can sign up as a customer, you can sign up as a driver, and you can refer a restaurant with Snap Delivered. All of that's for free. To sign up as a customer, you would just have somebody send you the link, and you would download the app, and then you can order and see what restaurants are in the area that you live in. It's not just here in the Cleveland area, it is nationwide. and we'll be going international very soon. So we're looking forward to that. There are plenty of cities across the United States that already have restaurants up and running. So Reverend Bell, if you're in Atlanta visiting family, you can order food on Snap Delivered from your favorite restaurants in Atlanta. Mr.
Right.
Bibb, if you're in Texas visiting your family there, you can order food on restaurants from Texas in Snap Delivered. So it's definitely a benefit for everyone.
Great.
So by signing up as a customer, and Mr. Bell, if you sign up as a customer and you go on an order and you see one of your friends that says, oh, how did you get that? You share it with your friend and your friend starts ordering from restaurants that was Snap Delivered, you get paid from every order that that person makes. You don't have to be there with them or anything.
Great.
If a driver signs up as a driver and they refer other drivers, they get paid for every delivery that that driver makes. They don't have to be with them or anything, but every delivery that driver makes, they get paid for that. A driver can refer a restaurant. If they refer a restaurant, every delivery that comes out of that restaurant, whether they're the driver for it or not, they get paid for that delivery. A restaurant can even refer other restaurants. So it's, helping others and making money as well, helping restaurants stay in business and making money as well. Everybody needs, a little something, maybe a little extra income. This is a way to do it, and this is a way to build as well.
That's great.
Thank you.
Great. I heard you, Miss Candace Jones, say you got a promotion. Would you
Yes.
share with us how you got that promotion?
Okay. So I started off with Snap Delivered as a customer for the free sign up. They have different levels in Snap Delivered. So if you want to sign up as a customer and don't do anything else, just be a customer and share it with other customers, you can do that. They also have, if you want to be able to build a team, they have a manager level. I upgraded to a manager level, which means that people that I sign up with Snap Delivered, and I have signed up with some with Snap Delivered. So let's say Reverend Fair, I sign you up for Snap Delivered,
Yes.
and then you go and sign up your daughter, your son, your nieces and nephews in Atlanta or wherever they may be. So as the manager, I make a percentage off of what those different levels are making. If you're not a manager, you only make money off of what you personally sponsor or personally refer. So there was an incentive that Snap Delivered offered for the month of June that if I have anyone that I bring on board to Snap Delivered and they upgrade to a manager, I upgrade, that bumps me up to the next level. So I did have two people that I had referred to Snap Delivered that upgraded to managers. So I went from a manager to a supervisor and now director. The highest level that you can go in Snap Delivered is executive director. So the different levels mean you get paid on different levels as well when you get your compensation. So it's definitely a
Right.
benefit.
Thank you very kindly. Would you share with our audience, when does this opportunity end for the special promotion?
The special promotion ends June 30th at midnight, 2022. So we have a couple days left.
Yeah, Miss Sharon Penman, I asked that question with you in mind. Stand by, Reverend,
Yes.
and James Jerome Bell, because we're getting ready to roll. Thank you very kindly.
And I want to share with the listening audience, if they want more information about Snap Delivered, they can go to a website. It's www.opportunity.snapdelivered.com. Opportunity.snap, S-N-A-P, delivered, DELIVERED.com. And there's videos and more information about the company in general.
It's great.
Oh, great. Thank you very kindly. Now we're going to get ready for the great merge. And this great merge starts off with June, and we're going to have 4 opportunities to merge from 4 different entities. We're going to start off with the first one. The first one is African American Music Appreciation Month. Is Miss Vivian Louise Sharp in the house?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you share with our audience, both live, living color, and the one listening, how we came about African American Music Appreciation Month in 2000, June 2nd, 2009?
Yes, sir. Our president at the current time, June 2nd, 2009, President Barack Obama issued a proclamation, African American Music Appreciation Month, June 2nd, 2009. The legacy of African American composers, singers, songwriters, and musicians is an indelible piece of our nation's culture. Generations of African Americans have carried forward the musical traditions of their forebears, blending old styles with innovative rhythms and sounds. They have enriched American music and captured the diversity of our nation. During African American Music Appreciation Month, we honor this rich heritage. This legacy tells a story of ingenuity and faith. Amidst the injustice of slavery, African Americans lifted their voices to the heavens through spirituals. This religious music united African Americans and helped sustain them through one of the darkest periods in our nation's history. Years later, spirituals contributed to the advent of a new form of music, gospel. Both styles incorporated elements of African music and were rooted in faith. Now, therefore, I, Barack Obama, President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim June 2009 as African American Music Appreciation Month. I call upon public officials, educators, and all people of the United States to observe this month appropriately more activities and programs that raise awareness and foster appreciation of music which is composed, arranged, and performed by African Americans. In witness whereof, I have heretofore set my hand this second day of June in the year of our Lord, 2009. President Barack Obama. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good job, Ms. Vivian Louise Sharp. And I wanted everyone to know we're right on top of this. And we have some other co-hosts going to spend at least 2 minutes sharing more information. Our first one is Ms. Sharon Penman.
Yes, Mr. Bibb. I think it's a great thing that President Obama, first of all, changed the name to African American Music Appreciation Month because it's our music, our history, and it speaks volumes where we come from the being a slave up to today. Our music has been with us and in us, and it's just a beautiful thing to be able to celebrate the music through those years and through those eras. And I'm looking forward to my piece of the introduction to African American Music Appreciation Month, bringing forth more understanding and information about the artists of that time.
Thank you, Ms. Sharon Penman. Next, we'll have Mr. James Jerome Bell.
Yes, I just wanted to say that I can truly appreciate us having a month of our own for our music, because our music is indelibly American music, from jazz, R&B, rap, and music like that. It shows the boundaries that we have as a people, so culturally inclined, really from the rhythmic beats of drums in Africa to today, to the contemporary sounds of so many luminaries that have come before us, from Sammy Davis Jr., Bojangles Robinson, the Spinners, the OJs, to today with Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. So it's something to really, really appreciate. And I'm glad it's in June, because that's my June birth month, and that's your birth month also, Mr. Bibb.
Thank you. That's why they chose you. Thank you, Mr. James Jerome Bibb. Now we have something heavy. I don't have to worry about this engineer and everybody else. This is the first time this has been done on a podcast. Mm-hmm. Reverend Ben Fair has something to bring forward as we close out this portion of the great merger.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. You can tell how happy I am, still celebrating my birthday, which was June 28th, but we got to have all of our participation, all of our members and all our co-hosts participating before you get to Reverend Ben Fair. Mm-hmm. So none other than the superstar herself, coming all the way from Cleveland Heights.
All right.
Is Miss Joanne Harley in the house?
I am in the house, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr.
All right, I know we got African American Music Appreciation Month now, so we got Miss Joanne Harley. Come on, Miss, bring it home, Miss Joanne Harley.
All right. Standing in the rain, I wanna thank you, Jesus. I glorify your name. Early on, my life seemed strange. Little did I know it was a fate, just a dream. But now I'm wide awake. One day I received a call. My mama's gone. I had to fall on my knees, hollering, screaming at home. Standing in the rain, standing in the rain. I wanna thank you, Jesus, for helping me through the pain. Standing in the rain, standing in the rain. I wanna thank you, Jesus, I glorify your name. Nagging me when things got rough, I found myself hooked on that stuff. My baby, he said he had had enough. One day I was early home, heard my baby on the telephone. Man, I'm leaving through the pain. Standing in the rain. Standing in the rain. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. I never would have made it. Glorify, 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 glorify ye your name.
Happy Juneteenth, Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr., and happy birthday as well.
Thank you, Ms. Joanne Holly. And we can't wait to see you live on Saturday at the Martin Luther King Library in University Circle. This is going to be beautiful. Thank you again. Thank you.
Excellent.
Now, Reverend Ben Fair with our super bonus for African American.
Thank you, Mr. Bibb. Since this is African American Music Appreciation Month, we look back in history and we see all of our legendary musicians and artists in the gospel arena: Mahalia Jackson, Aretha Franklin, James Cleveland, all of them who was great artists in the gospel arena. But we're gonna put the icing on the cake, Mr. Bibb, with a scripture here that's found in the Bible. It's found in Psalms 100, 100 division of Psalms, and we're gonna read it to you so that you'll know that it coincide, even the Bible coincide with the music month being African American Appreciation Music Month. It says, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that has made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pastures. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise, and be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations." May God bless you. May heaven smile upon you, our viewing audience and our listening audience. This is African American Music Appreciation Month that we're celebrating June.
Thank you,
Right?
Reverend Ben Fair.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's just a part of what you'll be getting on Saturday, but that takes care of our African American Music Appreciation Month,
Yes, sir.
proclaimed by our African American President Barack Obama,
Yes, sir.
Barack Hussein Obama. Now we're going to the next portion that was signed into a national holiday in 2021 by Joseph Biden Jr. We've been celebrating Juneteenth for a long time, but as individuals. But for the last 2 years, it's a national holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I do mean national holiday, because all the federal agencies and government agencies are closed.
Yes, sir.
This is the way it's going to go this day forward. And we have some people here. We're running out of time, so I'm going to make up some time. Is Miss Jackie Adams in the house? Okay. Miss Jackie Adams is not here. We know who is here. Mrs. James Jerome Bell is in the house. Tell us what you think about Juneteenth being a national holiday, Mr. James Jerome Bell, as you get a little closer to the night.
Well, I think Juneteenth is really a testimony and tribute to those who have come before us and endured the 400 years of subjugation and contemplation on the realization of slavery and what it has meant to this country, being a wealth vehicle for the United States of America. And I believe that it coincides with so many different things that we really, as African Americans today in 2022 and beyond, really need to appreciate the sacrifices that not only our forefathers gave, but also to President Abraham Lincoln, and also to the colored troops who came to Galveston June 19th, 1865, to truly liberate people of African descent and allow us to be free, because now we're all free now, and that allows us to have the hopes and the dreams of the American dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Thank you, Mr. James Jerome Bell. That was very good. And next, sharing some information with us is Ms. Tammy Kennedy in the house. We heard from Ms. Tammy Kennedy. Okay. All right. We'll keep moving. Ms. Shan Penman,
Yes, sir.
will you share with us a little information?
What information is that, Mr. Bibb?
Same information.
For Juneteenth being a national holiday?
Yeah.
Well, it's indicative of where we've come from thus far, from slavery to 2022. But that doesn't mean that there isn't still a lot of work left to be done. But to make it a national holiday does, I think it's important, and it shows that the importance of that history, which is the part of our history that shouldn't be forgotten. You know, it's an important fact that for 2 years we were still working as slaves when most of the country was free, and except for in that state of Texas. And it's important that that history be brought forth as much as all of our history can be continued to be brought forth. Excuse me. It seems like we're losing touch with a lot of our history. A lot of our children don't know our history, so that I think is very important.
All right, very good. Before we move on, Rev, would you like to say something?
No, I was going to say, Mr. Bibb, that Juneteenth also, Ms. Pittman touched upon it. It's an opportunity for us to share our history with our children and our grandchildren, and that's a legacy that should be passed on, because other cultures, they have they share with their history with their children and their grandchildren. So this is an opportunity. Juneteenth is an opportunity to share with our children, our grandchildren, what Juneteenth means to us, how we were liberated from slavery, because now they're trying to eliminate race, what you call it, critical race theory out of the school system. They don't want critical race theory to be taught in the school system. So it's important for us to have a history where we can look back on and say, yes, this what happened to us. But now they're saying that they don't want critical race theory taught in the school, which is horrible.
Well, Reb, as you teach and ministers and pastors teach, it's in the Bible, things have a way of coming about.
Yes, absolutely.
They don't want it taught, but the president made it a national holiday.
Holiday, yes.
So they don't have to teach it now.
Right.
They'll be off work.
That's
They're going
right.
to ask what's going on.
Exactly.
They're going to do that Marvin Gaye special.
That's right.
What's going on? We
That's
all
right.
because they were free, and then nobody tell them they was free for 2 years. The family just made an announcement. Thank
Yes.
you very kindly.
You're welcome.
Very kindly. We cut some of our program because we're so up to date with our program. We got some things that we're going to share with you on the national reparation. And Millianne will share with us what we looked up today from California.
Okay.
So be prepared to give us a little piece of that.
All right.
Reparation is in Congress. Congresswoman Sheila Lee Jackson from Houston, Texas, sponsored House Bill 40, which now they can form a commission on how they're going to handle this reparation. Because they're going to handle it, but they don't know how they're going to handle it, because it's almost as big as that war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of money. Every 3 or 4 months, we have to send 30, 40 billion what it be over there. So this going to take some. So the
Yeah.
commission is in place to study this, thanks to Congresswoman Sheila Lee Jackson of Houston, Texas. So Mr. James Jerome Bell, I'll let you start off under this.
First and foremost, I would like to give praise to the Creator for allowing us to even be in this situation. Because in Deuteronomy chapter 28, it speaks of us going into a land that we did not know. But it also speaks of, afterward, us coming out with great sustenance. So in that fact, we know that the reparations that we are due, it's only a matter of time, and it's going to be in God's time. Just the fact that they have acknowledged Juneteenth, just the fact that reparations has been on the board, just the fact that the precedent has already been set for reparations when they gave reparations to former slave owners, when they gave reparations to the Japanese. Reparations, the precedent has already been set. The stumbling block that I believe is that the estimated cost of true reparations for African Americans is somewhat to the tune of $17.4 trillion. And that's trillion with a T. Because the lost wages, the economic enhancement that we have given to America, because America has been built on the shoulders of exploited labor from African Americans. So moving forward, yes, we are due reparations, not only monetarily, but in land, because in the 1800s, they were giving millions and millions of acres to peasant Europeans and trained them how to till the land. And they also gave them subsidies and things like that. So yes, we are due reparations, but also we're due land, training, and restitution just for what we have been through. And the trauma still lives on today through post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. James Jerome Bell.
Absolutely.
Is Mr. Mike Seals in the house? Mr. Mike Seals.
Yes, sir, Bibb, I'm right here.
You're shining out, but we'll keep it moving.
No, I'm here, Mr. Bibb. Can you hear me?
No, I couldn't hear you. That's why I called. Glad to hear you, Mr. Mike Fields.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you share more information about House Bill 40 and reparation at large?
Well, Mr. Bibb, you've already stated that it's on the floor in California. I was going to share on a story about land being given back to a family after 100 years, but I'll let Reverend Ben Fair, because you always stated that he would be speaking on it. But I was also reading where East Germany openly, in an open letter, apologized to the Jews of the world and Israel for the hypocrisy and the policies that afflicted them during the Holocaust, where 6 million lives were lost. And that's not you. And I was also reading where E.B. Du Bois, he one of the co-founders of the NAACP, stated that a rough estimate of the lives lost in the Middle Passage was 50 to 100 million lives. And so the Jews, the East Germans was willing to pay reparations for the atrocities that were bestowed on the Jews during World War II for the 6 million lives. So, I think that, the reparations have to be on the table. We lost 100 million lives in the Middle Passage, and then when you look at it, Mr. Bibb, every basic wealth generated in America, even up to this day, was as a result of cotton. Cotton fueled the industrial revolution. Most of your Wall Street conglomerates started off in the South and moved to New York, and their fortunes were made through cotton. So reparations are definitely due. We did 400 years of free labor, and I think it's time that we should be compensated for it. Other ethnicities are being compensated for for the atrocities that were bestowed on them, but we have yet to been compensated for the atrocities that have been bestowed on us here in America. And so that's where I'm at with reparations. It must be on the table. Juneteenth, I applaud the president for that, but I think it's time for us to get our check.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mike Seals. Stick around, you're on another portion of the program. And anyone else want to speak on reparation before we give the latest news that came out today about California? If not,
I can speak on the
Reverend Ben Fair, would you share with the audience what happened in California today?
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibb. Thank you. What happened in California today was an article came out, or rather, a black family received Los Angeles County reparation for stolen property for 98 years later. It says, in what a likely a nation president, the black descendants of a couple who owned beachfront property seized by the government during the 1920s will receive reparation from Los Angeles County totaling $413,000 a year. And it says Bruce Beach and Oceanfront Park, the wealthiest celebrity enclave, Manhattan Beach, was once owned by Charles and Willa Bruce, who built a large cafe and dance hall that attracted black families seeking a luxurious getaway. But as more black families moved into the area of Manhattan Beach, authorities decided to redline the area through eminent domain and pass a law prohibiting the construction of any similar businesses in order to drive the Bruces out of town. The California Senate wrote a bill authorizing the return of the property to the family descendants.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Reverend Ben Fair.
Yes, sir.
And that brings me back to California in another vein. California at this time is the leading state on reparation through the state legislature. And there are several other states, and we'll bring you up to date on that next week on the other states are doing it.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Mike Seals,
I'm right here, Mr. Bibb. Can you hear me?
yes, in the state of Ohio, reparation has never been mentioned in the General Assembly. Would you like to address that?
What I like to do is when I get to the State House, I am a candidate for state representative in Ohio's House District 20. When I get to the State House, that's some legislation that I'd like to endorse. Because like I say, reparation has to be on the table. A holiday is great. But one of the things that I would like to sponsor in the state of Ohio, if someone don't beat me to it before I get there, is legislation that speaks to reparation.
Thank you, Mr. Mike Seals. Stick around again because you're coming up in the next portion. Anyone else want to speak with reparation before we move to the next?
Reparations now, reparations forever.
All right. Ms. Pittman, you have to close us out on this.
Well, just to give a few facts on where this issue stands, it was introduced in January of 2021. And as you mentioned, it is being sponsored by Representative Sheila Jackson Lee from Texas. This bill it's a commission to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans. It's an act for that. The bill is supposed to study the role of the federal and state governments in supporting the institution of slavery, the forms of discrimination in the public and private sectors against freed slaves and their descendants, and a lingering negative effect of slavery on living African Americans and society. So those are the three factors that they're studying for the bill, and as it relates to reparations for African Americans. I just wanted to
Good job.
bring
Thank
that
you.
up.
We will move to the next order of business and the final part of the great merger. We did the African American Music Appreciation Month.
Yes.
We did the Juneteenth,
Yes.
and we did the reparation. Now comes the big daddy that we didn't get a chance to participate in before. Miss Sharon Penman and Miss Candace Jones and the rest of the hosts. And
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mike Seals, you're still with us, right?
Yes, sir. I'm right here, Mr. Bibb.
So this year, 4th of July, we'll be celebrating it because the federal government has acknowledged that we are all free now. So I'd like to hear some thoughts from Ms. Candace Jones and Mr. Mike Seals, what you think about us being a part of the 4th of July celebration. Thank you.
So this is Candace Jones. First of all, I want to start off by, we talked about Juneteenth in the month of June. I want to again say happy birthday to Mr. Charles E. Bibb Sr.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
June is your celebration month, as
right.
well as Juneteenth. So I really like the idea of merging the Juneteenth celebration in with the July 4th. The July 4th, which is also known as Independence Day, the 4th of July, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. It's commemorating the Declaration of Independence, which was ratified by the Second Congress on July 4th in 1776. In this adoption, the Declaration of Independence on July 4th in 1776, the delegates from the 13 counties. On the 14th, the Continental Congress approved the final writing of the Declaration of Independence. It was actually started on July 2nd and finished up on July 4th, which is the day that we celebrate Independence Day. So I just wanted to share that bit of information about the July 4th and the celebration that we do at that point. And going forward in celebrating Juneteenth and the 4th of July together is a great effort, because now we are celebrating the African American slaves that were freed in 1865, and we're also celebrating the Declaration of Independence, which was in 1776, and the first anniversary of that was 1777.
All right. Good job. Good job. Mr. Mike Seals?
I do want to.
Go ahead.
I think Jackie Adams was having a problem on before, but she's on now. If she wants to say a few words, if you want to ask her about the topic.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I lost some connection, so I'm back now. My apologies.
Okay, Miss Adams, I'm gonna bring you in under my part. If you have a copy of the traffic, when I speak, I want to bring you back, and we will talk.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Mike Seals.
Yes, sir, Mr. Bibb. Speaking of the great merger, well, I'll say this in an I-formation. I'm not so warm and fuzzy about a merger with the two holidays, because when you weigh the pros and cons, we weren't free. You know, black folks wasn't free on July 4th, 1776.
Yeah, Mr. Seals, hold a minute. We had discussed that earlier in the program.
Okay.
That's why we're clear on that, but we talked about it earlier today.
Okay,
That's
well, I'm just a big advocate.
Let me explain to you why we're merging.
Okay.
This is the first time we had a national holiday to merge with the free people. Now you can move forward.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Bibb, but I'm okay with us keeping our holiday where it is, Juneteenth.
That's on somebody else's podcast. That's not on our podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you asked me to speak on it, and that's where I'm at with it. You know, but if you know, I just have to tell you how I feel about it. I don't think that a merger is.
I told you that's on somebody else's podcast. You don't have to tell us about it.
I'm gonna leave it right there, because that's where I'm.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Mr. Bell?
Yes, sir.
Good in for Mr. Mike Nelson. That's George Mike Nelson. Fill in for Mike Seals and tell us why we're doing the merger of the four holidays.
Well,
Actually,
you know, the celebration of African American Music Month, Juneteenth, the celebration of the 4th of July, which is this nation's independence, truly are,
And reparation.
and also reparations, I think are interwoven into the common experience of the African American psyche. And I say that from the standpoint that all of these are truly, truly exciting, liberating times because, we know that our deliverance is near. We know that we are going to come out of this ordeal, this journey, this sojourn with great blessings and a double portion of sustenance and covering. So I think that, this has all been a tremendous learning experience for us as God's children to not be so stiff-necked, but really encourage and love discipline. And that's what God has done with us.
All right. Reverend Ben Fair, would you fill in for Mike Seal, please?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Bibb. Yeah, the reason why I feel that the merger is imminent or it has this value or significance is because now we all are free. Once was the independence for America was not totally geared toward us in terms of celebration, but we all can celebrate now our total independence as a nation of people, So I think it's a great opportunity that we're celebrating Juneteenth and July 4th, Independence Day.
Thank you. Ms. Candace Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Sharon Penman?
Yes, sir.
Is that somebody's on?
In regards to the big merger, I feel that it doesn't affect me negatively in one way or the other. I think that it's a great idea. As mentioned, we should be celebrating the whole month of June with African American Appreciation Month for music, with Juneteenth, and coming right into, following Juneteenth, into the 4th of July holiday. We should be celebrating that whole time, so why not merge the two?
Not the two. We're merging four.
Four.
Okay. Yes, James Jerome Bell explained to him what we're merging.
Juneteenth,
Okay.
July 4th, House Bill 40, reparations,
Okay.
and June African American Appreciation Month.
That's also important because it's all about our freedom, not just freedom from slavery, but independent wealth freedom. It's all important. The four is a great merger. That's all I can say. It is a great merger.
All right. Very good. And the four events are all about African Americans. The one event, the 4th of July, was not about African Americans.
All right, come on.
This
Amen.
is a teachable moment.
Yes.
The 4th of July was not about African Americans.
True.
All right.
President Joe Biden Jr. signed a national holiday and recognized that you were slaves.
There you go. That's it. Yes.
You weren't living here. You were slaves. So now we can celebrate. We're not slaves anymore.
Yes.
Barack Obama did African American music. That's why I had Miss Sharp read it. From the slaves. He used slaves in his language.
Yes.
We try to teach as much as we can on this program.
Yes.
All right. Mr. James Panic is in New Detroit, Michigan. Oh, okay. But we keep rolling. All right. So, Ms. Candace, did you have anything you want to add to this? About the murder? Oh, Miss Jack Adams? Miss Jack Adams?
Yes, sir. Right here.
Yes.
Got one. Got 1 minute.
You have 1 minute to
Yeah,
tell
I'm here.
us, tell us what you think about the great merge.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I like